Alrighty, folks, it is hard to believe that year number 3 ORAAT event is right around the corner, and actually ticket sales go on sale August 1st. I am deep in the agenda creating, securing speakers. I actually have 2 headliners this year, one for Saturday and Sunday, which will be announced at a later date. But one of the things I always do is I give giveaways. And to date, what happens is year number 1, you get what's called a championship belt. People love it. Year number 2, you get a championship ring. And I've been racking my brain to try to figure out what year number 3 is going to be. And after a lot of review with the speakers, the folks that will be coming back for year 3, the answer is custom shoes. Last year, I had a custom pair delivered and actually have paid to have others created. And yes, we're gonna enlist this young man's talent, Luke Gomez from LKG Customs, to likely create somewhere between 10 and 15 pairs of custom shoes, custom Nikes. And Luke, I just want to thank you for being a part of this and working with me to get this monster project done.
Yeah, Zuber, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm super excited on my end. We're really hyped over here.
Yeah. So listen, we're going to talk about that, but also we're going to talk about the ORAAT store. Didn't have a store at year 1. People wanted one, so we created one in year 2. I, tried to put it together last minute, had some limited edition stuff created and some books, and people wanted different stuff. So again, I'm going to enlist this young man's creativity. We're going to talk about, brainstorm what people might want. Folks, leave in the comments what you would like at the ORAAT store as far as swag. And we have some time to put some stuff together, some special stuff. Luke, why don't you just, people don't know what the work you do. Why don't you just flash an example of a custom shoe?
So there's a pair of custom sneakers that we made. These were actually created about almost a year ago now. We made them for a rapper named Miles Minnick for his festival out in the Bay Area, which we are going to be having a capsule at tomorrow. So
nice.
This was one of his shoes that we did. We did a whole pickup of, I think, about 8 pairs in total. And then we have just under 10 pairs that we created, honestly, last night. We just finished wrapping them up.
Nice.
And just some more sneakers that we're getting put together. We have this capsule that we created for the event so people can come in and pick up a pair of shoes and then also make their purchase for another pair of shoes that we made. So it's super crazy, but we make custom sneakers, one example. But we do all sorts of things. So
so it's really funny. I feel good about this being year number 3 because again, giveaways are I want to reward people because if you don't know this, I don't pay any of my speakers to come. They travel on their own dime, their own airfare, their own food, their own hotels, right? People are coming because they want to give back to the community. So I like spending a little bit of money, to thank them. So, when I think about creating custom shoes for people, I really have 2 options. One, you and I could kind of do this in secret, right? I could give you a list of people. You could go, you could go look at them blindly, and you could, in theory, guess what a custom shoe for them would look like. That was one option. I thought about that and I'm like, that's kind of cool, but these aren't cheap, right? And I'm like, the last thing I want to do is, give something to somebody they don't ever use and they put in the garage and they eventually throw away. That would be a waste of money. So what we're going to do, Luke, is in the next week or so, I'm going to generate a list of people that I believe are coming for year number 3. Okay. I'm going to send out introductory emails to you and them. And I'm going to ask you to work directly with them in a phone call or samples or whatever to create the shoe for them, what they want. So that way, when it gets delivered on stage and we do that whole reveal, it's exactly what they were looking for, right? Something that they could share, either wear to events or frankly, put on their shelves as another kind of talking point. So that's what I've decided to do, Luke. So you're going to have more work. You're going to have to, connect with somewhere between 10 and 15 people. But given we've got roughly 6 months, I think it's better to let them pick what they want. Don't you?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, given not only the timeline, but also the creativity that each person has, we don't know who's going to like what. and that also makes my job 1,000 times easier.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
exactly.
like,
You don't have to guess.
how can I customize it to each person? And then at the same time, I'm like, oh, dang, like they actually didn't like this, or
Yeah,
it saves
yeah,
a lot of hassle. So I think
yeah.
that'll be great.
Yeah, because it's really funny, right? Some people might want to do their brand. Some people might want to do their family. Some people
Yeah,
might want to do their favorite. Like maybe one of our speakers has this like classic car they never told us, and it's a crazy color.
yeah,
Maybe they want a pair of shoes that matches the crazy color. I mean, who knows what people are going to want? But I think you working with them for 2 to 3 weeks and kind of sketching out what each person wants, and then you do have some creative flexibility is going to be. I just feel that's the right answer for everybody. Makes your job easier, makes the chances of getting it right better,
definitely.
and everybody wins. What you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great idea.
All right, so we'll do that. So that's going to happen. I am verifying with. My job is over the next week to verify who's coming for the third year because I don't want to assume.
Awesome.
And the last
Yeah,
thing I want to do is drop hundreds of dollars on somebody not showing up. So I have to make sure who's coming. So we'll do that. And then the next thing I want to talk about the ORAAT store that we'll
yeah,
have upstairs that your mom was gracious enough to run last year. I had some custom hoodies, one of 50, one of 100 made because I thought limited edition was cool. But
yeah,
frankly, I think it was a miss, right? I think the audience was looking for other things. So I'd love to brainstorm with you because what I
yeah,
want there is unique stuff. I want stuff there that you can only get at an ORAT event, right?
yeah,
I don't want stuff from my website, right? The shirt that says, cash flow over everything. I don't want that there. I mean, maybe we'll have some if that's what, like, leave comments below. Do you want just normal swag there?
yeah.
My vision of an event is event only created product, but I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm crazy. What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Um, I think always having event specific merch is one of those things where you just won't miss. And I think even with the, I think now it's just a question of which product type. And then when we account for the design that's played into that, into
Mhm.
the event, it's something that not only has to be marketed to leading up to the event, but even the
Yep.
way down to the way we stage it is one of the most important things.
Yeah. So I know we talked last year after the event very briefly as we were breaking it down. And one of the suggestions from you and your mom actually was hats. They were not at the event last year. So I'm guessing one thing we have to create is some event specific hats
Yeah.
that people can pick up. Is that true?
Yeah, I think hats would be great. From a business standpoint, margins on hats are amazing. So it's one of those things where you could do really well with some hats. But then at the same time, it's something that we got hoodies, we had the sweatpants, which I personally really like the suit, and then you have the hoodies accounted for it. And then you have the more iconic kind of products that are there with the books.
Yeah.
So I think if you have some hats, and hats are also one of those things where you can get it signed. You can
Yeah.
have it mounted up on the
I
wall.
did.
And
I did that. Yeah, it's funny. I bought 10 hats for Make Michael Healthy, and I signed them. It was a bitch finding a pen that worked on hats, but I found one
yes,
eventually.
I bet.
But yeah, it was fun to sign the hats. I had never I've signed books, but I never signed anything else. And signing the hats on the brim was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
So that's one of those things where it's like, how can we offer something that not only feels specific to the event, but at the same time is one of those, we have to overall create an experience at the merch table. And
Yeah.
so that's one of those things. And that I'm actively doing that for our festival tomorrow. You know what I mean? So one of those things where it's like, how can we create an experience for people to stand out?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing too is we have to account for that people are coming from all over the country. People
Hmm.
are coming from all over the world, and they're coming into one space in the one room. And if they
Right.
want to walk away with a product that also speaks to that event, and can kind of summarize it. If somebody's watching them wearing a hoodie, it's easy for them to just read it if it's something. But if we want to also spark a conversation between people to allow them to speak about the event, to not only get word out, but also to get
Mhm.
people actively talking within the real estate community, like, hey, I recognize that hat. That's
Yeah.
one of the limited edition hats from, you know,
Yeah.
year 3 of the conference, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, how can we speak to that? But then at the same time, make them be like, oh my God, you should have been there. The booth was insane. Like, it was
Yeah.
so cool. Zuber was there for hours just signing so many hats because everybody wanted one. You know, like, I don't know. How can we get people to
Yeah.
that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we need to think about. Good news is we still have roughly 6 months to get this done.
Yeah.
Anything else? Because again, we have a relatively small space. It's not, I don't remember what it was, maybe 12 by 8, 10 by 8. That's the
Yeah. Just,
spot we'll be in next year, something like that.
okay. Yeah.
But
Just
but
about. Yeah.
yeah, something like that, right? So, and again, 10 being where the customer can come in and look at the stuff. Anything else you think we should do besides getting some creative around custom hats?
Yeah. I think hats are great. We didn't have t-shirts.
No t-shirts yet.
We didn't have t-shirts. We had the hoodies, and then we had the tracksuit,
Yeah.
and then the other limited edition hoodie. I do think t-shirts would be good. I
Okay.
guess the biggest thing now is we have to also, and here's where we not only get creative but also allow the audience to be the ones to kind of take it over.
Yeah.
Is when we're not only creating them, but when we have them available, I think we'll have just enough for
Yeah.
people who really want it. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that is, yes, there's going to be probably 300, 400 people at the
Yeah,
event.
we're shooting for 400 this year. Yeah.
If we're at about 400 people at this event, we'll maybe have 100 of each product.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I didn't do t-shirts last time, is because
Yeah.
you have to do sizes and colors, and it's like
Yeah.
this is too complicated for one guy to get all done. It's like I'll just pass, no t-shirts. It was easier to say
I
no.
get it. Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, so on top of doing custom sneakers, I do a lot of brand management, and
Okay.
within brand management, it's specifically for clothing brands. And so I've worked with Christian rappers on their releases. Deborah and I, my sister, we own a clothing brand in Fresno as well. And that's one of those things where at the beginning you're like, dude, why can't everybody be the same size, or one
Yeah,
size?
exactly. You gotta get everybody just a large and just make it work. Yeah.
But I also have a complete breakdown on what we would recommend based off of the amount of people being there and based on the age range as well. You usually get a better idea of what sizes people are most commonly in.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what you're telling me at this point is I should get some creative work on creating a hat or two, and then maybe break down and do one special t-shirt just for the event is what I hear you telling me.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's one of those products, because personally, and this is mainly from my perspective, but in addition to that, like in the times and the events that I've gone to, there's always that one product that's like, oh my gosh, this is that one of 30 pieces that is just crazy. And those are gone.
Okay.
And when you have other products where it's like, okay, well, I missed the main product, but this thing is arguably cooler or just as cool, and I really appreciate it. But then when you also have the variety within the actual event, it's something that gives people the opportunity to be a part of it. So
Nice.
I think
Okay.
t-shirts are great. I think some hats, if we have 2 variations on hats,
Yeah.
and then we can have a limited line or even a package deal, for people that purchase a VIP package, we can account for part of the merch to be, accounted into that.
That's a good idea. VIP gets you like $20 at the store or something.
Yeah. So if we have, because even like on the ticket tiers themselves, they have different levels of entry and then what also comes with it. So if we account where, just in general, if we account for a t-shirt onto every ticket, so no matter what the ticket price is, but if we account for the price of a t-shirt into every ticket, prices will be a little different this year, but every single person will walk away with an ORAAT t-shirt. So rather than just printing a t-shirt, that's limited to the merch table. Everybody that comes to the booth and to the event, or not even to the booth, it could just be at check-in.
We could put it in check-in. We could put it on their chairs. It could be.
Yeah. So it's just a generic check-in. And then we get everybody's size as well when they purchase a ticket. And that also gives us an idea on what sizes are going to be most common for the event.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, I got some work to do. I got some creatives. I do like the idea of 2 different hats. Maybe one limited edition t-shirt, and then maybe I did this at the practice event in Fresno years ago, where I had a t-shirt made for everybody, but that's it's expensive because again, I think that event was free. No, I think maybe it was $100, but yeah, I lost money on that event. So
okay.
And a lot of that was the t-shirt giveaway. Because I don't remember what it was, $18 a t-shirt, 19, something like that. But yeah, it's It's a good way to lose a lot of money if you're not charging enough. That's for sure.
Yes, it is. But we got some manufacturers in Vegas. We got some people we can talk to, so we can take care of that for sure.
Yeah. So going forward, I'm going to get you a list for the shoes, and I will make introductions. That's that, and then I will let you go on your way. And then I need to have my creative team design a couple of hats and some T-shirts for the event, and then I'll get you involved and maybe help. How do we make these or whatnot? Is that kind of the go forward steps?
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like a plan. Looks pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, because maybe there's some of my followers watching this, and they want to have their own custom shoes built. How do they reach out to you and follow you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at lkg.customs. And then you can also look us up on Google at lkgcustoms.com. And you guys can message us through our website, or you guys can direct message me on Instagram. And if you're a close friend of Mike, you're a close friend to me. So you can text him. You can get my number and information from him as well.
Yeah, and just so you know, folks, he's the only place where I have approved an ORAAT design custom shoe. So if you want to rock something that only Olivia and I have, there's an approved ORAAT shoe in his store. So you can go check that out as well. Luke, you're amazing, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, Zura.